All right, guys. Today, as I said, I wanted to discuss a little bit more about the individual setups that I've been looking at over the past couple months and weeks. I've been bullish since October, basically. And it started off with telling you guys that we would get one more pullback leading into Thanksgiving. Whoever drew on the Zoom, can you guys delete this, please? And we did get that pullback, right? So if you guys look back and take the time to read everything that I've written out, whether it's the weekly or daily plans, everything is all publicly provided to you guys. It's all there. Nothing I'm saying or that I have said is hindsight. Everything was all planned out prior to the market playing out the way it has. So it started off in October, and in the weekly plan and throughout the week, I had told you guys that we would get one more pullback leading into Thanksgiving. When did the bottom hit? The week prior to Thanksgiving. After that, we focused on 65.32 on SPX as the bottom. We took calls there. I told you we would be swinging calls on SPX. We did. We took it for Monday. We flipped it the next day or whatever it was. And then we continued to ride. Now, in November, leading into December, I had given you guys two major pivots to watch out for 67.50, 66.50. These were the main ones that I focused on. Okay. And I told you guys the entire time, as long as 67.50 held and 66.50 held, I cannot be bearish at all. And what do? We ripped to 6,900. So I gave you almost 500 points from the bottom. Okay. Now, when we talked about that and provided you my conviction on a bottom being found and that we would see new all-time highs. And again, I gave you guys targets on all-time highs, right? I gave it to you guys on December 17th, the day that so many of you guys in Fortune's group were fucking celebrating the dump in the market and expecting more. And I told you guys it's still bullish. You should be buying these dips. There is nothing bearish about this yet because nothing has broken. Nothing has broken. We bounced right into my 6,700 range, the 6,750, 6,719. That was the last low that we had, which was on December 17th, and we bounced right from it. Retested my MAs and all that good stuff again. Okay. So there's absolutely nothing that you can tell me to change my mind of the fact that the market is bullish. Every dip should be bought. Now, I look at things from a lot of different angles, right? It's not just looking at SPX and NQ. I look at it from individual names as well. And if you take the time to actually look at all the other sectors and look at a bunch of individual stocks, you will start to realize, why would the market top out right now when all of these other sectors look like they're either just getting started or they've been rallying and mid-cycle already? And again, it's just ironic because people love to call tops, right? And people love to, and people have been calling tops for the past 3 months, by the way. The reality is that this is not what a top looks like. And timing is everything. So you can call a top all you want, but NQ just ripped 1,000 points in your face since you called the top, and SPX ripped another 500 points and went to new all-time highs. That's not a top. You're getting run over. That's what it is. Okay. And if you put it into perspective, and if I were that person and I've been telling you the top is in for the past 3 months, and we just keep coming in with that type of, subconscious bearish, how do you think we'll be performing throughout the entire time? Because it's likely not going to pan well. And how do I look at the end of it when when SPX is now trading at all-time highs and I've been telling you guys for the past 500 points that the top is in? It just doesn't make any sense, guys. So there are many different ways that you can look at market sentiment and whether a top is actually in. It's not just looking at SPX and NQ. And again, I have been calling tops in the market my entire trading career. I have done it very successfully. I'm very good at it. So when other people are saying that this is a top, I just look at it and it's like, dude, it's not, man. I know what a top looks like. I've done it publicly before it ever happened, many times. Okay. So are we in a topping process? Yes. Again, we are in a topping process, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen now. It can take months to play out, right? We can still see new all-time highs within a topping process. It doesn't have to happen the moment we think the top is in. Um, Here's the other thing. I've discussed, sentiment. For those who have traded with me for a long time, you guys know I have a very high win rate with pulling out the euphoria word. And by a high win rate, I mean 100% win rate anytime I say that. And I've only said it a few times over the past few years, which goes to show my recognition and familiarity with calling tops. The market doesn't even feel euphoric. It hasn't been the past 3 months. And I told you guys, there's been two sides of sentiment. One, people are either still fucking bearish because I can see it, even in our own Discord chats where I work. I can see every time we get a dump in the market, all of you guys are loud as fuck. But when the market is popping, you guys are all too scared to long. And it doesn't make sense to me. Like I just saw this like what, 2 weeks ago, where I remember this because I longed the fuck out of NQ that day. And I remember I saw Cena saying like it doesn't make sense to long here. Like I can't find myself to long. That's your bias talking. And guess what? NQ ripped 150 points after that. That was that day that we were trading like a range for like 3 hours, and then NQ finally got the pop. I remember all these things you guys say, man. I observe you guys, and stuff like that is like it's your bias talking. It's not your objective analysis that's talking. It's your bias. Why are you scared to long? The market is bullish. Every dip is an opportunity. Every top is also an opportunity to take a short on, right? And this is the problem. Like you guys come into, some of you guys, not all of you guys have come into this market for the past few months with such a ridiculous bearish bias, and yet NQ just continues to rip in your fucking face. Okay. So we're going to get into the individual stocks portion of things, and then I'm going to show you why when you look at it from this perspective. Also, the other thing is like we also look at it from VIX, yeah? So the day that I told you guys, which added sentiment to the bottom being in, was up here. Do you guys remember that? This was right before Thanksgiving. And some of you guys in chat were like, VIX is going to go to 30. And I told you guys it's not going to go to 30. Like, it's not going to go to 30. And guess what? It didn't go to 30. And this was the top. And ever since then, we went right back to 1608. Tums, you're going to be missing out on a lot if you're leaving right now. So that's another angle that you can look at it from. Okay. So you can look at it from the perspective of NQ and SPX. You can look at it from the perspective of VIX, and then more importantly, looking at it from under the hood. So when I go through these, I'm going to go through all the sectors that I have on here, and we are actually going to look through every single individual name to kind of give you an idea of what I've seen. Okay. Now, as I've mentioned before, I feel a lot of you guys have this terrible bias in always looking at the indices not the indices, the mags themselves, like Nvidia. The amount of times that I've seen you guys talk about Nvidia on a daily basis just never made sense to me. Like Nvidia hasn't done anything, guys. I mean, just look at this chart. What has Nvidia done? I mean, genuinely, what has Nvidia done for the past few months? Nothing. So is it right to gauge the hold on, there's something, this should not look like this, but is it right to gauge the market based on um anyways, I'll fix it later. Is it right to gauge the market based on Nvidia when Nvidia has done quite literally nothing for months now? Like we're still trading in the same exact range ever since it first made this all-time high back in July. It's done nothing, guys. Okay. So when you're looking at stuff like this, and I tend to constantly show you guys the ratio of, VUG over VTV, right? What is this? Well, VUG is a growth ETF, and then VTV is, well, not a ETF, a fund, and then VTV is value names. When you look at this ratio, you can start seeing where the money is rotating, right? And obviously, growth marked the top sometime in November, and all that money has been going into value, right? VTV. This is one of the best ways that you can look at sector rotations. So just to think back in October and November, I had told you guys that I had given you guys a few sectors that I really want to focus on for next year, including genomics, energy, and oil is now trading, I think, at all-time high. XLEME, almost. We're almost there. We talked about it down here, right? We took swings. Now it's finally broken out. Okay. Uh, genomics, robotics, healthcare, and space. Space is mostly just due to the SpaceX sympathy for IPO this year. These are all sectors that I've told you guys to focus on for the past few months. Okay. So if we start looking at some of these, I'm actually not going to go through the 3D printing ones because actually I will because like look at a name such as DDD. Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to draw the low range here. Okay. This is a historical demand zone. Yeah. And then now you start to look at DDD, and what do you notice? Throughout this entire accumulative range, we have massive increase in volume showing up compared to the rest of its entire history for the past few years. That's bullish. That's what accumulation looks like. That's the type of bottoming structure that I like to see. This is the type of bottom that I like to trade. Okay, this is a clear example of what I mean when I say that some of these setups are just getting started. And we've been trading in this range for how long? I mean, this is like almost a 3-year accumulation phase now that's getting primed to break out. Okay. The volume has doubled and tripled throughout the past few years while it's trading in this range in comparison to pretty much every year until into 2021. All right. Look at all these names. Look at metals. Look at print. Look at the print ETF. Does this look like a top tier or does it look like a bottom? I mean, realistically, would you be shorting this? Because I wouldn't. Okay. So let's continue into a different sector. All right. Let's talk about NVIDIA. Well, we talked about NVIDIA. NVIDIA hasn't done anything. Sentinel, I don't really care about. Path. This is another name that I've brought to your attention lately. Is this bearish? Like realistically speaking, does this look bearish to you? Because to me, we just broke out of a massive range. Yeah? Like this is not bearish to me. This is the prior all-time low. We've been holding that low the entire time. This is your accumulation phase right into it. This is your spring. We broke all-time low, swept it, reclaimed it, got a back test and a bullish retest, and then we bounced again and broke out. How is that bearish? Now you have your secondary low that as long as we hold above this, we can rip, right? And this is your range here that's going to provide some overhead resistance. Like how is this bearish? This is getting ready to fucking rip, dude. Look at the volume. Look at the amount of volume increase while we're trading in this range when we finally broke out. Look at the amount of volume increase during the accumulation phase. This is on average double of what it was trading before the prior years. Like I just can't come to the conclusion that the market is topped out and that this is more bearish than bullish. I just can't. Like this is a setup that I would take without a doubt. Okay. MSFT, it doesn't even look that bearish right now. But I don't really want to focus on like the big names. I want to show you guys sectors. Okay, I'm gonna get out of AI. AI wasn't really the focus for me. Let's take a look at auto. Let's take a look at GM. Wow, dude. GM has been nonstop ripping since October, since some people have called tops on the market. Look at GM. from 55 to 85, ripping in your face, and you don't even realize it. While people keep calling top on the market. Like, this is not what a top looks like. You don't have a top where everything else just looks ready to rip and has been ripping. That's not what happens in a top, dude. I'm telling you that right now. Those are not characteristics of a top. Okay? Look at GM. I mean, did anyone trade this name? I know I didn't. I didn't even look at it. You think anyone realizes that this is up like 60% over the past fucking 4 months? Like, these are examples that I'm trying to show you guys, right? Harley Davidson, I don't really think that's a great example. GM is a better example of that. This is Ferrari. Ferrari is not a good example. Tesla, Tesla's been ripping. You guys know this. We play Tesla. I mean, does Tesla look topped out right now? Let's be real, because the answer is no, it doesn't. It looks like it's just consolidating for another leg up. I don't see any reason to be bearish on Tesla right now. Okay. I'm gonna move on to biopharmaceuticals. All right. So I'm not gonna go through every single one of them because a lot of these are kind of shit stocks. Like, look at ALT. ALT's been ripping off the lows. What else is there? Some more familiar ones that I like to trade. BCRX is okay. Beam. Okay. Look at Beam. Look at this chart. Does this look like something that's going to dump right now? Because to me, this looks like it's just getting started. I mean, I just can't see why anyone would be bearish on some of these names. Right? I'm just taking some of these lows to give you an idea. We swept this prior low, we popped out of it. Now we've reclaimed this prior low, and as long as we continue to hold this range right here, which would be a secondary support right down here, this is bullish. We also broke out of structure here. You see how all the bottoms look similar? This is why I'm very good at finding bottoms. They all look similar. They can deviate and vary a little bit in terms of structure, but they always look the same. Um, like, this is a type of chart where the crash cycle has completed now. We are just getting out of it into a new cycle. Look at the volume. You guys notice these similar characteristics now whenever you're looking at bottoms? Look at the amount of volume that's been being traded at the lows. This is accumulation. This volume on average is like double what we're seeing here. This is how bottoms look like. This is what accumulation looks like. High volume, massive range, long-term range. Same thing with snow, guys. Like, snow, how long does snow fucking accumulate down here? Like, how long did it range down here? This is a 3-4 year monthly insight candle. And then it finally broke out. Right? What else is there? You have things like Guild. Guild has not, oh my God, dude, it's still ripping today. Holy shit. I was looking at this yesterday and I was not expecting this. This is like, this type of move on Guild is like 10 bags, by the way. A 10-point move on underlying, easily 10 bags. Look at Guild, dude. Healthcare. Like, how can you just possibly be bearish and calling top on market when you have fucking things like Guild ripping to new all-time highs and doesn't even look like it's done? We just broke out of new all-time highs like in October, and it's still going. Look how fucking strong this thing is, dude. Like, to call a top on a market, you are absolutely ignorant. Like, GLSI, I've had this in here for a long time. I don't even know what the fuck it does. Okay, look at this. I mean, bro, like, these are the moves that we've been getting since everyone's been calling tops. This rally started in December. This thing is up 2x, 200% from December. It's just ripping and people don't even realize it. I mean, it's just like, and then of course, our lovely, lovely Myrna. You think anyone was watching Moderna? And again, remember I showed you guys the example of this bottom and then the volume? Look at the volume. Look at the volume in the accumulative range. This is like triple the amount that it's seen in fucking 3 years. This is what a bottom looks like. This is what accumulation looks like. This is why we took this. Right off my 2275 target is where we took it. And look at this. We played it perfectly to 54-54. You think anyone else was looking at Moderna this whole time? You think they saw Moderna hit 22.75 and said, "Oh, this is a good dip buy," or do you think they're like, "Dude, this is gonna go to fucking zero?" Right? Like this, these are the examples I'm talking about. I mean, look at the fucking potential on Moderna. This is an entire massive crash cycle that's starting to conclude. Massive crash cycle. Look at the room. I mean, bro, you know what I'm saying? So that's another example. What else is there? SRPT is another one that I've been eyeing lately. Like this could easily get a nice pop out of this range. Easily. This is the type of move that can bounce back hard. Like we are seeing historical lows back into the 2014 range. And not only that, if we actually take a look at this range, we're still holding it. This is the absolute lowest range, like all-time low, yeah? So this is a massive support. And notice how we held it here, and then we're holding it again here. Like this is setting up for a fucking ridiculous squeeze if something good comes out of it. Like one good headline about whatever trials that they're doing or whatever new medicine that they're coming out with. Look at the amount of volume that's been happening in this range, dude, comparing to the entirety of the past 8 years. Look at this volume. This is the type of thing that I will buy because there are favors long so heavily. I don't care if I end up taking a loss. I will take this without a doubt, which is why I've been looking at options for it lately. Okay. So, I mean, these are the types of charts that I would play. Like, this has given back everything. Almost 10 years worth of price action, giving it all back. Okay. Is it still bearish? Yeah, of course. But would I be shorting this down here? No, I think I would be fucking retarded to do that. Okay. Um, T-Doc actually does look bearish still. UNH. All right, let's talk about UNH. Okay. Another example. UNH gave back how many years of gains? 5 years of gains given back in a few months. Like this is not something I would say, hey, I think I'm gonna short this to 100 now. Can it go to 100? Yeah, sure. I don't think it's gonna happen now. Like this is something where it's like, dude, they literally just sold off 5 years of gains. UNH is quite literally one of the largest insurance companies in the fucking US. Do you think they're just gonna disappear off the face of the map? No. Like this is a good opportunity to buy. Where do we start taking calls on UNH? I think it was like right here, no? Either here or here. I forget where it was, but it was pretty close to the low where we first started taking calls on it. So it's like this is not something that I would expect to just continue lower right now. Like I would expect something like this and then maybe lower. But I would be insane to look at this chart down here and be like, "Hey, I'm going to short this down to 100 now." I think you're just fucking ignorant and stupid. Um, another example, J&J. Look at J&J. J&J has been ripping since fucking June nonstop. It's broken everything. It's broken quite literally everything. Trading new all-time highs now. I mean, is this a market top to you guys? Okay. NVO is another one. We also took NVO. Right? I mean, this is the chart that I would want to buy. Where do we bounce? We bounce right into historical demand. What is this? This is a cock and balls, right? So do you think this the wise decision is to short MVO down here at 50 or even 60? No, I mean I should be buying dips. All right, moving on. Let's talk about China. I think China is kind of covered. We don't really need to talk about China, but you guys already know my assessment on China. I've been very bullish on China since 2024. I mean that hasn't changed at all. Like It's just, I don't think I need to talk about this. I mean, I gave you guys a projection when we first got into Baba and took the leaps. I mean, it's still following along. Look at Baba, dude. You think Baba's gonna stop anytime soon? Bro, this thing is just getting started. And we caught the fucking bottom on Baba on shares. And we took the leaps. And we played Baba the entire time while it ran up. This is where we sold our leaps at the top for 10 bags. Okay? Like you I just can't see how Baba is going to dump back to 80 right now. Like it's not even topping out. This is not even a bearish structure. This is at least one more leg in it. Okay. PDD is actually one of the worst China stocks you can hold, but look at Futu. I mean, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, does this look like a market top to you? What else is there? Clean energy. Okay, so you're gonna start seeing some things that are starting to pop off here. Look at Beam. We're getting a potential double bottom here. Um, Look at BP. Dude, this is massive. This is a fucking breakout of the range. They broke out doing a bullish retest right now, which means they can take it up to here to 35.58. We broke out of the range and got a bullish retest so far. That's exactly what we want to see for trend continuation. So again, another example of a crash cycle already playing out. Does this, or close to conclusion, if not already concluded? So does this look like a market top to you? Does this look like a top for BEP? No, it doesn't. This looks like something that's just getting started. Okay. CLNE even looks okay. CSIQ, look at this fucking breakout, dude, since October. This thing hit over 100%. Look at DQ. I mean, DQ is up 11, 12% today. Another example of an entire crash cycle that has now concluded or is in the process of concluding. Sid, I will eventually get to ARM. I'm going through every sector. So I'm not opening this up for chart requests right now. You will wait patiently until I get to those sectors. Look at DQ. This is an entire crash cycle. Yeah. Oops. Entire crash cycle that has now hit that capitulation area and denial and now is breaking out again. Like, is this really something that you want to short? Okay. How many examples have I shown you already? And none of these are tech. None. DQ looks great. Like it looks really good. I would love to take some on DQ, but I think it's not as liquid on the options to be honest. So that's the only thing. But DQ looks great, dude. This is the exact type of setup I would fucking play. End phase. Look at end phase. Bro, this thing has been popping off lately. It's up like 30, if not 40% since November 20th. No one's looking at it. EQT. This thing is still ripping. Does this look bearish to you? No. We actually just broke out of a bottom, which was the 2020 low. This is starting a brand new cycle. This at least has another leg into somewhere here. At least. This is insanely bullish, guys. The last time I played EQT was here, and we caught this breakout. That was the last time I traded EQT. And I've been kind of eyeing it because I actually do like it a lot. FSLR, despite all the dumps that it's seen lately, it continues to get bought back up. And we are now nearing all-time highs again. Okay. ICLN, dude. Look at this ETF. ICLN fucking ripping off the lows in April. It hasn't stopped. It's still going. We're now at a new high right here, heading into overhead resistance. And it's just like, do you guys realize how many fucking things are ripping in your face right now? JKS is up 11% today. I don't know why, but even this chart doesn't look bad. It's basing. It's basing right on prior historical demand. Okay. Plug. NNE. Look at NNE. It broke down. This is when we were focusing on NNE, remember? This is the distribution part, and we shorted entity somewhere around here, I think. Okay, this is when we took entity, all right, and now it's completely reclaimed that range. What do you think it's gonna do now? You think it's gonna dump again? Highly doubt it. Wow, wow. We reclaimed this trend line breakout. We did a bullish retest right off of it, and now we're bull flagging on top of it. Does that really look like something that's topping out to you right now? Okay. Same thing with Run. I mean, look at Run. Look at how bullish this fucking bull flag is right now. Like there's so many fucking names that look like they're just getting started. Crypto stocks is whatever. I don't think crypto's gonna do much. Um, Cybersecurity. Okay, let's take a look at some of these because I actually haven't looked. Okay, Okta. Okta doesn't look bad at all. This is your potential cylinder accumulation cycle where it can send. Like it's still bottomed out from the crash cycle, right? Net, I think is already a bit topped out for now. A lot of tech names have a lot more room. Like ZS is actually finding a bottom, I think. I actually like ZS for short term. Um, okay, let's look at energy. We saw XLE already. We got the breakout. I've been bullish on this for fucking like 4 months. XOM, new all-time highs. Oxy actually is whatever. Tallow looks okay. USO is still ranging, but XLE, XOM, they're all gone. They're gone, man. Okay. Entertainments. This is gonna be a fun one. Bumble. I don't really care about Bumble. Cinemark. On a macro time frame, Cinemark looks pretty good. Like we just broke out, right? And we've been ranging this entire time for the past, I think, 2 years now. Over 2 years. I think I brought up CNK to you guys a long time ago. Caesar can still have more room down. DraftKings kind of looks like shit right now, actually. Disney. I've talked about Disney before. I like Disney. I really like it. Like this is basing the entire time right on this historical support and demand zone. Like there's so much more room for Disney right now. This can easily retest 128 minimum. Eventbrite. I don't know what happened with this. Did they get? Oh, I don't know. What else is there? Let's talk about Sphere. You guys know I've been very bullish on Sphere for a long time, ever since they IPO'd. Okay. I've been very bullish on this name simply due to the fact that I think it's a very cool venue and I just kept forgetting to buy shares. This thing is trading at 96 now. Did you guys realize this? Because I didn't realize it until a few days ago when I looked at it. This thing just did a 2x since the summer. Actually, since the low, it's a 3x, 4x. Anyone else realize this? And this is an example of like buying something that you use or a lot of people use. Like Sphere was a brand new venue. It's fucking dope, dude. Some big ass Sphere in the middle of Vegas, and it's like they have concerts there and all this good stuff. Like it's not cheap either. That's the thing. So it's a pretty easy buy without even looking at the chart. All right. So Sphere is another example of that. Yelp, I actually want to short. This actually looks terrible. Not because I used to work there, but I actually think that Yelp is gonna die out, to be honest. Um, I just feel the world that we're in right now, where a lot of it is kind of run by a lot of your decisions is mostly run by influencers rather than looking at reviews now. I think has changed the game a little bit when it comes to reviewing businesses. That's just my personal thought. But also the chart looks like shit. Give me 1 second. Okay. So there's that. Marriott. I gave you guys Marriott a while back and how I love how Marriott looks. Look at this. This is a never-ending bull cycle for Marriott. This is the April tariff low. It's ripping to new all-time highs and it's still holding it. Okay. Let's look at EVs. EVs I don't really care about. The only one I care about is Tesla. We went over that already. Oh yeah, Rivian. Rivian got a massive breakout too. Obviously it didn't last long, but okay. Financial. Oh yeah, financial. This is an easy one. Everything's been ripping. I mean, this is pretty easy. Like everything is ripping off the lows. Some names are at new all-time highs. Um, BAC's been nonstop ripping, new all-time highs. EWZ still looks great. Gold obviously. Hood obviously we know this. Where's GS? Yeah, GS, massive, massive move. This thing hit 1,000. Ripping, absolutely ripping. It popped 200 points in 3 months. Okay. I mean, look at all these names. Like even Lending Club. Lending Club looks great, dude. Like it's just RKT. RKT continues to rip. What else is there? Santander. I mean, dude, this is ridiculous, man. Look at fucking Santander. Like, are you kidding me? Like Santander just looks absolutely ridiculous right now. This is a ridiculous chart, dude. Actually, I think we talked about Santander back then, right? Buying shares, like right around three. This was a while back. Do you guys remember? I think if Jonathan is on, he would remember. But we talked about buying shares on this at three off this massive fucking multi-year falling wedge bull flag breakout. Look at where it's at now. I'm pretty sure you can find my message in Discord from back then. What else is there? Dude, SBSW. I mean, like guys, this is look at this. $4 at the low or earlier last year in March. Look at where it's at now. It's about to break to new all-time highs. Fucking 500%. Okay, what else? Food. I don't really like to look at the blue chip ones. Like McDonald's doesn't do shit. I don't really care about those. Food is whatever. What I do care about is, for example, names like CMG, who I believe has found a potential bottom. Um, Look at Cheesecake Factory. Like this looks like it's about to rip to new all-time highs again. It's getting so close. You know, Kava as well. Look at the rip from the bottom. What else is there? Right. A lot of these fright names have been ripping too. Look at ZIM. Okay. Um, Look at GSL. I mean, dude, there's so much room on these names. Look at SBLK. This thing is just bull flagging right now. Okay. We can even take a look at some gaming stuff. Let's see Logitech. Logitech is whatever. AMD is still ripping. Corsair is whatever. I'm surprised Corsair actually isn't getting a pop off the RAM stuff. Take two, still waiting on GTA. Like this pop is setting up for GTA, man. That's why it's been trending up so much. You guys know I've had a pretty bullish thesis on Take Two for a long time now. All right, and then genomics. All right. So let's take a look at genomics because genomics is also something I'm very, very bullish on. So this one actually looks a little more bearish. This is a bit of a distribution cycle, but depends on if it can break out soon or not. Um, so that isn't really my focus, but look at things like ARCG. I've shown you guys this so many times. You guys know my conviction on ARCG. We're finally getting the breakout now. Our shares are up like 20 something percent. Does this look like something you want to short? Can you see why I've been so bullish on ARCG? Because I think I would be nuts to try to short this. Like, look at the fucking volume here, dude. Holy shit. Look at the volume decline on the way down. And then during this entire accumulation range, the amount of volume that came in this entire time. Like, this is getting ready to rip. All right. BDX, I like BDX too, mainly due to the fact that I think this is a good dip buy area and they're probably going to try to retest the range. I'm not fully bullish on it. It's more so like a short term swing scalp. Even CRISPR's getting ready, dude. Like it's been trading in this range for a long time now, but it's getting primed. Like this can, when the rest of the genomics run, CRISPR can get a really nice bull cycle out of this range back into 100. Edits. NTLA. We caught the shares on this down here somewhere, and then we took profit somewhere here, I think. Look at the run. It went to 27. I don't even know why it went that high, but it went to 27. And now it bounced right back into this prior support, and now it's ripping again. These are all moves that are happening. Look, it's up 60% from the low. These are all moves that are happening without you guys even realizing it because you're not looking in the right places. Look at Cure. Actually, Cure looks like shit. I would not touch the short. But it's up 9% today. Rare, SGMO, SRPT, I went over. Look at TMO. I also gave this one to you guys a while back. This is now getting a breakout. We're literally just getting a breakout right now. It's been ripping since May, nonstop. Just higher and higher. All right. What else is there? Health and fitness is whatever. I think a lot of retail names probably aren't going to fare that well, like Lulu and Nike and all that, mainly because of what's happening in the economy. But consumer spending is still pretty strong. Okay, look at FedEx. FedEx nonstop. It's been holding trend the entire time, just continuously ripping. FedEx is up from 227, 30% since October. So while everyone is keeps saying that the top is in, and I don't know what they're shorting, everything else is ripping without you guys even realizing. Um, what else is there? Oh yeah, you guys know Cat. I've talked about Cat before. Look at Cat nonstop. DE nonstop. I mean, MLM nonstop. NUE. Like all these look so fucking bullish. Rock. We just broke out of a multi-range consolidation, dude. This is a 4 fucking year, actually 5 year range that we just broke out of. So do you think that it's done yet? Because the answer is probably not. I think I brought that to your attention before too. UNP also looks great. URI. I mean, everything. Look at the trend, dude. None of these are topping structures, by the way. That's what I'm trying to point out. Waste management. The last time we played waste management was right here on this initial breakout. Whoops. This is the range that we took on the breakout for WM. And look at how far it's gone since. And now it's ranging again, looking ready for another new all-time high. All right, so there's that. Um, LAC looks straight. ALB. I mean, look at ALB, dude. Have you guys noticed the run in ALB? Because I have, because I kept missing it. So I just didn't even bother. This thing is up 100% from October. 100% on underlying. Again, another example of the entire crash cycle that has now concluded and has now started a brand new bull cycle. Okay. Look at Vale. I mean, dude, Vale just looks absolutely ridiculous. This is another example. This is like BTC in 2018 when it hit 18K. Sorry, when it hit 3K, and that marked the bottom. This is the exact structure that we saw nearing the end of BTC. How do I know? I'll show you. Right here. Okay, so I'm gonna what were we looking at? Was it Vale? I'm gonna show you Vale. I'm gonna delete this. Yeah, see it now? See, I'm very quick to recognize things because obviously I remember the top here. Okay. Oh wait, not this one. This one. Same exact thing. See it? This is fractal analysis right here. This is Veil now. This was BTC in 2018. Look what happened. Okay. So again, I mean, actually, I'm gonna save this because this is a pretty fucking great fractal I just found that I may want to keep a note of. Um, yeah, dude, this is a fantastic find, and I love how we just found this on stream. So I am going to save this for myself. Okay, but same exact move. Okay. This is a sick find, dude. I'm sorry. I'm marinating this right now. This is a fucking sick find. Like actually ridiculous. I may have to look into Veil more now. This is a sick fucking find. Holy shit, I can't believe we just did this on stream. Um, yeah. Yeah. I am pretty nasty. Okay, going back to this. What else were we looking at? Metals, we obviously know what's going on with metals. Oh yeah, nuclear stuff. Like NNE still looks great. And I feel like it's gotten a decent enough pullback where we can get a pop again. Trend has held the entire time. There's nothing like bearish about this, not yet at least. OKLO, this looks good. It's structuring out right now. You know, SMR looks good. It's bouncing off the lows. Like these are names that look good for a balance or at least continuation. Okay. Even some of these names look great. Like this is a decent bottoming structure. APT, nah. AZN, AstraZeneca has been nonstop, you know. Um, what else is there? Oh yeah, even Cicada. Dude, look at the bounce off the lows. This is breaking out. These are all farmer names, man. These I'm not gonna go over, but there are some decent. Like, look at this. MTSI ripping in her face. This is crazy. Look at this. I mean, how much has this popped since the tower flow? It was 51. Hit a high of 400, guys, from 51. Like what? Himex is still chilling. AOI, look at this. Like this is ready to go too. Poet, this is ready to go. Um, MT, just see Beak. Look at some real estate names right now. Most of the real estate names are okay. Nothing crazy about it. Oh, Toll Brothers. still ripping. Zillow, I've been watching lately because I kind of like Zillow for another entry. All right, it's retail and groceries. So we got things like Best Buy. Sorry, that's not Best Buy. No, this is Bed Bath& Beyond. Where is Best Buy? Here we go. Still trading in the same range. Like I said, I think a lot of retail is probably not going to see as much right now, just simply due to the economy. Costco looks like it might rip to a new all-time high now. You know, BJ's looks like it's getting ready to rip. Actually, should probably take some swings on this. Yeah. If it can hold this breakout, I'm interested. Home Depot, hymns, we went over that. Okay, you guys get the gist of things. And then robotics, all right? A lot of great setups on robotics. Look at RQ, nonstop ripping. This is Kathy's ETF for robotics. Nonstop. Yeah, we went over rock. RR looks like it's just getting started. It's coiling. Serve looks like it's just accumulating and consolidating before the next leg. This one looks a little more bearish. TR, Teradyne, nonstop. I mean, look at this chart, dude. Uh, okay, semiconductors. We kind of know what's going on with this, right? Not much happening. LRCX, look at the rip. MU, we already know what's going on with MU. Like, it's just impossible to call a top when MU just ripped over the past month another 2x in 1 month. That's not what a top in the market looks like, guys. You don't have Micron ripping 100% in a month. All right. And obviously all the space names. Look at all these names that have so much more room. GSAT. This thing is gonna fucking rip, bro. HXL. Iridium. Iridium looks like it's bottomed out. This is why I like this. Look at LMT lately. Like, what the fuck kind of rip is this, dude? LMT barely ever moves, and this thing is up 25% in like 3 weeks. Like, is this bearish to you, man? Look at Lunar. This thing is gonna rip, dude. Knock. I mean, bro, how many setups am I gonna find for you guys where it's just been ripping in everybody's fucking face while everyone is calling top? RDW, like RKLB. These are all nonstop, dude. RTX, nonstop. What more do you guys need to see? Let's look at tech. I don't really care about tech. Let's look at AMD, whatever. Amazon, still strong. Where's App? App is like one thing that's been pulling back a little bit. You can look at ARM. ARM hasn't done anything. Like, why do you guys care about ARM? When I just said that, why would you care about NVIDIA? Why do you care about ARM? It's the same thing. NVIDIA and ARM are basically the same thing. These names are not doing anything. If you're trying to play this and you got into calls like a month ago, well, guess what? You haven't gotten anywhere. Meanwhile, you have things like LMT ripping 25% on underlying in 3 weeks. And you have SpaceX names ripping 100, 200% in 3 months. This is what I'm talking about, right? There are opportunities elsewhere. You guys need to know where to look. Uh, these are all tech, more tech, more tech. MSFT been ripping today, yada yada yada. Netflix, obviously, you guys know my bearish assessment on Netflix. Um, I think you guys get the gist of things from that. And then uranium. When did I give you guys URA, guys? Anyone remember? It's on Twitter. It was publicly shared. When did I give it to you guys? Boop. That was the first time I gave you guys URA when I said I really like this. And I think the trade I gave was like 2024 calls or something like that. That was the bottom on URA. Where are we trading now? 57. I saw this popping uranium way ahead of time before the whole nuclear thing went crazy recently. How?
I bought shares on that at 23. So
Oh, yeah, there you go. See? Now I have proof. Um, yeah, like this is one of those examples. Like again, everything you need to know is already in the chart. You don't need to wait until nuclear sector starts suddenly popping off the past couple of years to buy uranium. I gave this to you guys so fucking early on, so early, and look at where it's at now. I mean, does this look like it's gonna dump from here? Look at this chart, guys. Open your fucking eyes. Does this look bearish to you? This looks like it's just getting started on a multi-year bull cycle. Multi fucking year bull cycle, guys. Volume is only increasing the entire way up. This is not bearish. This is mega fucking bull. Same thing with UEC. I also gave this one to you guys. All-time highs. Like, does this look bearish to you? There is nothing about this that looks fucking bearish, guys. Nothing. I already went over SMR. Look at DNN. These are all uranium names that I have. Okay. Quadruple U. Look at this. I put all these on your watch when I talked about uranium a while back. All these. They're all ripping. Look at the room that this has. Did you guys ever see these things? Probably not, because you're not looking in the right places. Unless you were listening to me, then you would know. Con Ed, I don't really care about utilities, to be honest. Utilities or whatever. But NNE, for example, NNE looks like it's gonna break, right? Oh, I think we talked about that already. VRT looks like it wants another leg. So look at this. CTRI. It's just nonstop ripping since fucking IPO lows. It's just nonstop. Goodbye. Okay. Any questions about this so far? Is this helpful, guys? Do you see the what I'm trying to portray here in terms of looking at the market in different angles and just proving as to how stupid you would sound being bearish for the past 3 months? And again, I say that with the utmost respect, okay? But you are out of your mind to be bearish for the past 3 months and continue to be bearish. You're out of your fucking mind. You have things going 100, 200% on underlying, not options, underlying within a matter of 2 to 3 months. This is heavy fucking juiced up market, guys. It's so juiced. And the thing is, like I've said before, the sentiment aspect of things, all of these things are happening, and it's like people are still bearish. Like I can only find a handful of people who are actually mega bull like I am on Twitter. Handful of people. Everyone else is either confused as hell or they're just bearish. And every time the market dumps, they come out and celebrate. But it's rare for me to find people who are actually hard on bullish like I am, like I have been. And all you need to do is be objective in what you're looking at. If you continue to look at the mags and you continue to base your entire bias and macro analysis based on NVIDIA, you're not going to be able to see anything. But I just showed you how many sectors. How many sectors have we looked at that look bullish as hell? And I didn't even focus on tech. I probably showed you guys at least 40 different setups that look insanely bullish, with more than half of them probably look like they're just getting started. Okay. All right, guys. Any questions about I'm gonna stop the recording now.